this is Randy Hunt, voice of the Patriots. We're back here with Patriot TV with Coach Chris Viggers. Coach, we're halfway through the season. We played 5 games. We picked up another big win Friday night to move us 4-1. I think it's a big win because we haven't beat West Side in the Vickers era. So that's definitely, I mean, that's a step. That's a game you got to win to step over, to the next, get to where we want this program to go. And West Side, they're a good team. They're playing a tough schedule. To the beginning of the season, it was one of the teams I circled. Jay's been running West Side. I thought it was going to be 2 of our tougher games. So it's a big win Friday night.
Sure thing. Our guys knew it was a big game. We talked about that all week, and how if we want to kind of maybe take another step with our program, that this game was a game that we need to win. We need to be able to go down to a school in a program like West Side and get a win at their place. And they're a solid football team. They got big, strong kids. They're physical. Play really good defense. Solid special teams. They're a little bit multidimensional on offense with a quarterback that they like to try to run and throw with. And so it was certainly a challenge. And I think our kids did a very good job of meeting that challenge. We were able to move the ball, running. Threw the ball a few times, but we're somewhere close to 250 yards. We held them to about 100 yards. So we did what we had to on offense, and our defense just played an outstanding game. And so I'm proud of our guys. And again, we got to keep this thing rolling and come up with a win this week here at Clay County, and just kind of move on from there.
Yep. Friday night was a very physical game. Another one of those physical games. Seemed like I noticed going back and watching some of the film. We had a lot of guys giving second effort. It's like every time we get stopped, our backs would fall forward 3, 4, 5 yards. They were getting those extra yardage, really giving a good effort, which we've got to do to match a physical team like that. And I know it sounds like a broken record, but Noah Adams hit the 100-yard mark again. We talked about this for several weeks now. He's kind of like the horse that we keep riding, and he just keeps giving out. And so he had 107 yards, and it was against a tough defense too. And he was fighting sinus infection. I know he was not feeling well there before the game started.
No, I mean he was struggling a little bit. One thing that's been positive with our guys the whole year, we haven't had a lot of negative plays. Offensive plays. Our guys do a good job of running downhill and going forward, and that kind of sets you up. You get the 3rd down and you get the 3rd and 4, and that's a lot easier than a 3rd and 10. So they've understood what we want to do with that, and we've given ourselves a good field position and been on the right side of the chains. And the only game that we didn't do that was James Monroe. So these guys understand that if we can kind of follow our kind of overall game plan, it's a positive. Now Noah helps us with that. Obviously, he's a big, strong kid. He's a physical runner, great balance, pretty good vision as well. And that was a tough game. That was the most carries that any back that we've had all year. He was a workhorse that night, and we needed him. That's for sure. Kind of used him to match their physicality. And I got a text there around lunchtime and said he was going to get some blood work because he just didn't feel great. And I started talking to his dad a little bit, and once we kind of found out that it was a little bit of sinus infection, a little bit of dehydration. We figured out that he was able to play. We just I kind of kept an eye on him, made sure he kept fluids in him, and he did a great job for us.
Yeah, he did play well. And again, when you look back at the game, if I were giving a game ball out, I'd probably have to give it to the whole defense because, like you said, we held West Side to just around 100 yards. That's pretty good defense. A team that was been averaging they averaged 30 points a game before last week, and we held them to 6. So I'm thinking one of the key moments in the game is we had just turned the ball over, our only turnover of the game. we're going to give them a little bit of momentum, and we held them on 3 downs. So they come up 4th down in our own territory, about the 40-yard line, and they go for it on 4th down, and we put the stop to it. And to me, that was a huge play. Chase Mills got in the backfield, and that was, the defense really rose to the occasion at that point, and I think that kind of took all the air out of it for West Side.
Yeah, I mean, it sure did. We came out in the second half, and we got the ball first. We put together a pretty good drive. I think we had probably 30 yards or so, and we on the play we gained probably 6 or 7 yards, if I remember correctly. And then we're kind of get slung around, and Noah loses the ball there, and they recover it. And our defense came out, and sudden change like that. We told them you got to play defense and keep playing, and we're going to be fine. We were up at that point still, obviously, but they certainly did step up. It was probably 4th and about 6 inches, and we were bringing some pressure up the middle, and their kid decided to kind of bounce it outside a little bit, and Chase, I think you're right, he popped free and made the first contact, and kind of kept his feet moving and didn't let him gain any yardage. And we had a couple other guys come in, and I think he actually lost some yardage on that play. But our defense played great. They are a run-first team. I think they ran the ball 19 times for 23 yards rushing. Great effort by our defense, really is, especially with what they have up front. They threw the ball on us for, 80, 85 yards on 20 attempts. So, again, good job by our defense overall, both rushing and pass defense. And so I'm proud of them. I couldn't be any prouder of our defense than the way they played on Friday night against a quality opponent, an opponent that they were really, just kind of outsized, and it was a lot bigger and stronger than they were, and they fought hard all night.
Definitely a big win for the program. We're 4-1 this week. Rankings just came out today. We're moved up to number 12. Good spot. We keep winning, we'll probably stay around 12 or higher. This Friday, we're going to travel to a very unfamiliar place for most Patriot fans, Clay County. I don't know much about Clay County other than they're 1-3. They've got losses to Fayetteville, Braxton County, and Liberty, and they beat Valley, their only win. So I know we had some game film. What are we expecting to see from the Panthers Friday night?
They're a double-A school, up a little bit north, about an hour and 35, hour and 40 minutes in a car. But it is a go by Golly Bridge and kind of keep going up. So it's a little bit of a curvy road to get there. But they're a run-first team. The running back had a good game against Liberty last week. They're kind of, they have some seniors, but a little bit inexperienced. They got a brand new coach. So they've improved. We saw them a little bit when we went to Midland Trail at the grid there. So they've certainly improved from that time. But we should have a little bit of a size advantage in most places and a little bit of a speed advantage. But you're going to see them there. What we've seen so far is they try to run the ball first, and the quarterback, when they throw the ball, it's mostly off of play action. They got a decent sized tight end that they may try to throw the ball to occasionally. Defensively, they're going to play with probably 4 or 5 linemen. Just depends on what set we're in. They're not overly aggressive, but they do play hard. Even though they're not real big, they play hard, and I think they're fairly well coached. So we're looking forward to a good game. I'm sure they'll come and play us tough. Being at their place, they certainly had a tough year of it with the flooding, and their whole community lost a lot, and so I think sometimes Friday nights are a release for them, and so we're looking forward to kind of going up there and just playing a solid football game and kind of moving on from there.
We'll have directions on Facebook for our fans that want to come to the game Friday night. Again, we're 4-1, we're ranked. We need a lot of fans to make that trip. It's not that far, and we're going to be back here in just a minute with senior Chase Mills. So we'll be right back for Patriot TV. Hey, this is Randy Hunt. We're back here on Patriot TV. I'm with my buddy Chase Mills. Chase is senior. let's talk a little bit first about the West Side game. Tough game Friday night. We came out on the winning side, and in years past, we've always had trouble with their quarterback. Seems like they've always had big mobile quarterbacks that could throw the ball, run the ball. But we seem like we put a little pressure on their backfield Friday night and kind of forced a few bad passes. What can you tell us about the pressure we put on the backfield Friday night?
Yeah, we coming in the game, we knew it was going to be a challenge for our front. So but when we got on during the game, we realized we were way faster than them, way faster. They were big and strong, but we could just beat them off the ball every time. So we just kept on getting to the quarterback and forcing bad throws after another. And Muncie and Hagen, they all played really, really hard. And even when we don't get in the pressure, when we do our job, it leaves the linebackers wide open for a good tackle. So, yeah, I think we did a pretty good job Friday.
As I told Coach, we talked about earlier in here, for me, one of the key moments of the game, we had just turned the ball over to West Side. They were, it was a 2-point game at the time. It was 6-8, and we had turned the ball over, and our defense came out and held them on 3 downs. They come up 4th down in about 6 inches. I mean, it was just that short, and we held them on the 4th down, got the ball back. For me, and then we went down and scored right after that. That was a key moment in the ball game because that game was still either way. They get a little bit of momentum, and that game changes. You were in on that tackle. Tell us what happened, and I know that was an exciting point.
Yeah. Well, we knew 4th and inches they were going to try to run the ball. So right off the ball, me and Hagen were talking that we needed to try to pick a side and just go with it. And I think Hagen might have tripped him up and got him off balance, and then I just came in and made a tackle. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Earlier this year, before the season started, I was talking to Coach, and he said we were playing a little small on the line on defense up front, and and then I noticed that's Chase Mills out there. I've never seen Chase. I've watched you play ball for 6-7 years, and that's Chase Mills out on the line playing tackle, and that's a different position for you. Obviously, you like to play offense, run the ball, do whatever. Tell me how that transition has been this year. Again, that's a new position for you.
Yeah, Coach came up to me about a week out before the season started. We was in the weight room and told me that he wanted me to move up in the either linebacker or the line, and I was really excited because I've been wanting to do that. I mean, I've worked hard in the weight room, put on about 25 pounds, so I was ready to do it. And just whatever Coach needs me to do, I'll do for him.
Well, that's cool. And again, our line's we're not necessarily bigger than on the defensive side, but I think we got quickness, especially getting off of the ball. Seems like we're 4-1. That's a good place to be. We're ranked 12th right now. Heading to Clay County Friday night. What are you and your team doing to get ready for Clay County?
We know Clay County has got a lot going for them this year. I mean, they had a really bad flood happen, and they're just playing for their community. So we know they're going to come out fired up and ready to play because they came up against Liberty and just smacked them right in the mouth. They might not have won, but you watch the film, and they just smacked them right in the mouth right off the bat. And we're playing at their house, and we've just been not taking anybody for granted, really. That's the main thing. We're ranked 12th now. We just want to keep moving up and win out this year.
That's a perfect attitude. I hope we have a big crowd come Friday night. It's a long trip. No one's ever been there. I always like going to new places that I haven't been before. So got anything to tell the fans? Come out Friday night?
Yeah, I know it's a long drive, but we need y'all. We depend on y'all every game. We have a big but very good fan base, and that just gets us fired up for the game because they're going to have everybody there. So we just need our fans to make a little travel down there to support us, and we know y'all will, so we're ready.
Well, I hope to see everyone there Friday night. Thanks, Chase, for being with us today. Appreciate you, Guy, and we'll see everybody Friday night. Let's go, Patriots! Go, 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 go.